Scotland's only Labour MP has said that unless the party wins back Scotland there may never be another Labour Prime Minister in government. Ian Murray, MP for Edinburgh South, made the remarks after being endorsed by two former Prime Ministers, Gordon Brown and Tony Blair, this morning. Mr Murray, who is competing against favourite Angela Rayner, as well as Dawn Butler, Richard Burgon and Rosena Allin-Khan, said a Scot should be put in a senior role within the party leadership to show all the nations and regions of the UK that they matter. He said, "I'm proud to have the endorsement of both of Labour's living Prime Ministers, Tony Blair and Gordon Brown, and the wife of Labour's greatest Prime Minister that never was. Without winning back Scotland, they could be the last Labour Prime Ministers." Mr Murray said the Corbyn experiment has not worked and said the party needed fundamental change in order to regain ground in the polls. He said, "We're using these deputy leaderships as a staging ground to try and get the Labour Party back into government. That's where we need to be. The 12th of December was utterly devastating, the polls at the moment are absolutely dreadful, and unless we make some fundamental change, the Corbyn experiment has not worked. And that's not me saying that, that's the public that are telling us that, and unless we are then going to put forward a policy platform and the leadership team that people can see as being credible alternatives to both the SNP in Scotland and the Tories at UK level, then we're not going to recover." He also reiterated previous remarks regarding Richard Leonard, Scottish Labour leader, being given a chance to wipe the slate clean, emphasising the need to have a clear position on a second independence referendum. Mr Murray explained, "It's important now that Richard builds a team around him that can build that broad coalition of support, and it's also important that we get it right in two ways. 1. On the constitutional arguments, no to a second independence referendum and no to independence, because there's no mandate for the former and principally against the latter, so let's not facilitate the means if we disagree with the ends. Let's get that starting point in place and campaign heavily on that. Let's secondly make sure we're making the arguments about why independence will be bad for Scotland, and all those arguments are tenfold now that Brexit gives us the examples of borders and of turning away from your closest trading partners, and let's put together a policy platform that talks about the future. What does Scotland look like in 10, 20 or 30 years' time? And the best thing we can do as a UK Labour Party to help the Scottish elections in 2021, is to show that the Labour Party can be a credible county government." For more on this story, visit the news article link.